Hey and welcome to today's jazz guitar lesson, in which I'll show you the chords to George and Ira Gershwin's Oh Lady Be Good. The lesson is structured as follows. We'll go through the form, go through the chords, and then we'll go through the Roman numerals, so what's going on harmonically. If you'd like help practicing jazz guitar with purpose, then click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me every Wednesday and Saturday for jazz guitar lessons. Now, on to today's lesson. Everything you see on the screen is available as a PDF. Check the link in the description beneath. So this is in AABA form, the most common form jazz tunes come in. Each section is 8 bars, giving us 32 bars in total. Let's play through the A section, which has got first and second time endings. So we start out on G6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. G6 into C9, bit bluesy, back to G6. Then this little run down to A minor 7, to the dominant D. Then a little turnaround for the first time bar. Back to the start. G, bluesy C9 there, back to G. The 4 down to the A minor 7, to D7, G, and then we're going to go G7, so that's the second time bar. That's your A section. The G7 takes us really nicely into the B sections. Here's the B section. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. C6, 9 into C sharp diminished, G6. E minor 7, we move away a little bit here. A7, A minor 7, D7. Then we're back to the final A section, which is the same as the first one. So that's your chords, and so you can grab the PDF and a separate PDF with all the chord shapes in case there's any unfamiliar to you. There's other ways you can play those chords, which I'll come to as we go through them in a bit more detail. At this point in these types of videos, I like to do what's called my 3-point check. First thing, we're going to look at the key signature and what chords is associated with that key signature. So we've got 1 sharp, which is the key of G, which if we had the chords harmonized as sevenths, we would have G major 7 chord 1, A minor 7 chord 2, B minor 7 chord 3, C major 7 chord 4, D7 chord 5, E minor 7 chord 6, F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord 7, back to G chord 1. Now what we need to do is cross-reference the chart, and then points 2 and 3 of my 3-point check are which chords are in key and which chords are out of key, and with the out of key chords, is there a way to explain them? So looking at the chart, if I put the chart back on the screen, I've labelled the in-key chords blue and anything out of key red. So it's largely in key, or what's referred to as diatonic, so chords in the key, but with just a few out of key chords. Don't worry about the fact it's G6 and not G major 7. It's very common for swinger era tunes not to use major 7ths and to use 6th instead. And the 6th is still a chord you can create with the G major scale. Let's break down that A section. So we've got chord 1, G6 to C9. Now I've labelled that red. Chord 4. Chord 4 should be C major 7, or you could have C major 6, but you wouldn't have C7, C dominant 7th, or C9, because this chord contains a note which isn't in the G scale. It contains this note, B flat, which is a minor third against a G, and obviously a G scale goes G, A, B, not G, A, B flat, like a G minor scale would. So got chord 1 to chord 4, which is out of key. It doesn't sound out of key, and for me it doesn't sound out of key because it does the thing that the blues does, which is it moves from 1 to 4, which is, you know, such a common thing in a blues, obviously. But then back to chord 1, G6, and then we've got this next bar, the G slash B and the B flat diminished, is all about getting to the next chord, A minor 7. So we've got G slash B, which is a G chord in first inversion. So instead of having a G in the bass, it's got a B in the bass, which is the major third. We then drop down a semitone to what I've labelled as the flat 3 diminished. It's like a passing chord to get into this, which is A minor 7 chord 2, D7 chord 5. So we're building a 2-5-1 here to G. And we've got a little turnaround. G6, sharp 1 diminished, 2, 5. Then we're back to the start. So chord 1, chord 4, back to chord 1, and then the inversion, then the flat 3 diminished, then chord 2, 5, 1, resolve, and then change to G7, which is labelled out of key because the dominant chord in this key is D7. Now we need to think about what key is G7 a dominant in. It's the dominant in the key of C, and lo and behold, the first chord of the B section is a C6-9. So that G7 is there. It's a secondary dominant because the dominant in this key of G is D7. Any other dominants we get, we're going to call as secondary dominants because they're secondary to the primary dominant, which, as I said, is D. So that G7 is all about helping us get to chord 4 for the B section. And that's a very common thing to do, start the B section on chord 4. Chord 4 is a subdominant chord, and it's used in songs to create a sense of moving away from like the home sort of feel of G major, if you like, even though it's in key. Because if you listen to when that comes in, so if I do the last line of the A section, A minor 7, D7, G, then it comes in. It sets up this nice sort of movement away. So onto the B section, we start on chord 4. We go to sharp 4 diminish, resolving to G6, back to chord 1. And this next bit is interesting. E minor 7, A7, then A minor 7 to D7. Now we can explain those last two chords. A minor 7 to D7 is the same 2-5 that we've had in the A section. But that E minor 7 to A7, the E minor 7 technically is an in key chord, the A7 is out of key, but that movement is identical to A minor 7 D7. It's minor 7 going to a dominant, both moving in fourths. E minor 7 to A7 is a 2-5 in the key of D. So that whole B section is chord 4, C, then sharp 4 diminish, which creates a bit of tension, back to G6, chord 1. And then we get 2 E minor 7, 2 of D, A7 the 5 of D, 2, 5 in G, and we're back then for the A section, which is obviously the same in terms of what's going on harmonically as the first A section. I think this tune is really good for people sort of getting into jazz because it's got, you know, that A section which is relying upon sort of blues tradition with that 1-4 at the start, and then there's not too much out of key, but there's enough to make it interesting. This video may have raised some questions, or it may have exposed some gaps in your knowledge or things you feel like, oh, you know, I need to brush up on that. And probably the chief thing is those 2-5s. You know, if you don't know your 2-5-1s, you need to know that in every key. So I'll put a couple videos up on the screen to help you with some of these things. So check out my video on how to learn the 2-5-1 in all keys, and also my video about how to place chords, because you want to develop the ability to interpret chords in this way in order to sort of understand them and play with them correctly. Anyway, if you're new here, my name's Andy. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe for jazz guitar lessons every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you for watching. Leave me a comment, leave me any questions you have, and until next time, you take care.